Right. Well, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you here to, I guess this will be our first of a mini today and tomorrow of our PTC User Technical Committee open houses, and this one is on technical authoring, management, and delivery. So welcome, everybody. First off, if you want to talk, feel free to unmute yourself. I think everybody joins muted. But I'm going to kind of keep this pretty informal. I want to go through my slides and leave time for at the end for questions. Pretty sure this won't take us an hour, but we'll go from there. So again, welcome. Let's see, go in here. So I'll start off with who I am. First off, I'm our technical committee chair and also on the PTC user board for technical authoring, management, and delivery. So I work, Brian York, I work for the Toro company. My primary role at Toro is to serve as a liaison for our remote engineering centers located throughout the U.S. and globally. So with that, I get to use a bunch of different PTC products. Been at Toro for nearly 18 years, and I've used Arbortext, Creo, Illustrate, Windchill, to list a few. And also on a member of our team that works with to administer all of our PTC products, or most of our PTC products, and definitely have been a long-time PTC user member and a member of the technical and the chair of the technical authoring, management, and delivery for many years. And then, just like I said, I recently joined the PTC user board as the director of technical authoring, management, and delivery. So a little bit more about what is PTC user. So PTC user is an independent voice of all the users or not of all the users, but of users of the PTC software. And we've been in existence for over 30 years now. And we're recognized solely as a sole entity recognized by PTC as official worldwide representative of its customers. So that is a great voice to PTC. So we kind of have we have a threefold mission. We're there to educate and advocate and support our member base and our users. So you might ask, how does PTC user advocate? We meet with PTC execs throughout the year. The board does. We have this concept of, or we work with PTC by creating working groups, and we'll talk about that a little bit more here in detail. Then we have events. Our last event was held in the end of January last year. It was great success, and it was the first real presence that we've had with this particular TC, and it was an overwhelming success here. So, and then also we advocate through our technical committees, and we'll talk a little bit about that here now. So what is a technical committee? We're really the voice of the customer. We work with PTC product managers to improve on the software, to kind of identify and create working groups. And it's really the working group is really the primary voice of the customer mechanism, a voice of customer mechanism, I should say, rather. And it helps us. It helps to fulfill other aspects of the educate, advocate, and support mission. So we have webinars. We're very collaborative. We like to answer each other's questions. we own our own agenda and manage our own agenda as a technical committee. So we kind of pick what we work on. So the more participation that you have in the technical committees, the more influence that you'll have. And the other thing that we do as committees is we work on influencing the LiveWorks agendas. Now, I know that this particular group, we don't have a great presence at the LiveWorks event, but we're working to improve that. And then there's of course many more things that we do. Each TC is led by a TC chair, and currently I am the TC chair for this particular TC. We're currently looking for since I joined the board, we're currently looking for a new TC leader. So I know this is kind of an introduction, but if you have an interest, I'll have my contacts at the end of this slide. So feel free to reach out to me if you think that may be of an interest to you. But you know, this helps everyone. Or the TC chair helps everyone in the committee. We help build the agenda. We help facilitate conversations. You know, involving other committees as appropriate. So a lot of times we might collaborate with other TCs, and I'll list them here in a little bit that we have additional ones. We identify areas. We help to identify areas where a working group might make sense. You know, where we see that there's some pain points that we're all experiencing, and that we wish that PTC or we'd like to see if PTC could do better in a certain area, and then we kind of lead the communication with our TCs. So, and the TC chairs are definitely supported by the PTC user board of directors. So we have a great relationship there. So to kind of introduce some of the tools that we use, we have a website. It's called at ptcuser.org. If you haven't joined PTC User, this would be a great time for you to do that. Go out to the ptcuser.org, click to join, and then you can click on the TC. You can see that here in the slide, and that'll take you to the technical committees, and you can request to join after you've joined PTC User. So you can join PTC User, and when you join PTC User, you'll get all our notifications that we send out as a general notification. But if you're interested in certain areas like technical authoring, management, and delivery, then you'd want to request to join that particular TC, and then you'll get the communications that we'll send out to that. And soon we're going through a modernization of our site, so that's exciting. We'll be switching over to a new platform, and it'll kind of get refreshed, and then we'll have some hopefully some new tools there to use. And another place that you can always go is the PTC communities. That's where a lot of our working group activities are hosted, yeah, so there's a currently RTC doesn't have any working groups, but as we get more involved, we hope to have some popping up soon. So what is a typical TC meeting? The process that kind of works the best is we start off with a member brief. It's really great to kind of spur some conversations. Helps us as members of the TC kind of get familiar with what others in our TC are doing, and it helps us talk about how did you kind of solve this issue, or But it's really just meant to be a conversation starter and kind of an introduction to what you're doing in your company. There's not a lot of detail that go into these, but it does spur a lot of conversation. Often in some of the TC meetings that I've been in, this will take half of the TC meeting, so it's a great conversation starter for sure. Then we'll go through some working group statuses and updates, and then we'll talk about any old and new business. Sometimes we'll, as we get closer to our event, our main event, usually at the end of January, we'll be working for, what do we want to be talking about as we meet in those meetings. And with the TC meetings, as we kind of, a lot of times it gives us a joint voice, right? So it helps PTC see that hey, there is a list of many customers that have this same kind of idea, or often with the working groups, we'll spin out a white paper that will kind of lay out what our requirements might be for that that particular effort. So. All right. So our particular TC, again, is the Technical Authoring Management and Delivery. Our PTC liaison is Patty Lutzke. She's very, very, very helpful, and love working with Patty, and probably a lot of you already know Patty. But our committee, our technical committee, has a bunch of different products, and then I won't read them all, but you can see them there, and it's quite extensive. But it's all in that management, delivery, and aspect or arena, if you will. And so far, we've really just met at the live event. And our next steps are kind of to get a TC chair identified, and then start working on regular meetings. But that being said, I have Patty and I have kind of agreed upon our next meeting. We're going to try to kick off a live meeting on June 24th at 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Kind of our rough agenda that we're working on is a member brief, and I'm hoping that I can find a volunteer for that. If nothing else, I can give one. But I'd really like, as we start this off, I'd like to kind of get an introduction of everybody that attends. And then I'm also looking for additional topics. So if you have a suggestion for topics, DITA or Windchill or other implementation struggles or successes, love to hear those, and I can get them in our agenda. So I'll if you go out and you sign up for our TC, and that's going to be my main mechanism for communicating the meeting dates. So that'll help me a lot if you can go out and sign up for those. Here's our current list of other TCs that are out there. So you can see that we have a wide range of things that we are involved in, and we try to be, as PTC user, we try to be involved in all the products that PTC is involved, that creates and has in their portfolio. But it's quite an extensive list of TCs so far. And you can be on, just as a note, you can be on more than one TC, so you don't have to just be a member of one. But here's a list of helpful emails. The Director of Technical Committees, Frank Streifler. There's my contacts, Brian.York@Toro. As we go, Myron will be a great contact for our working groups, and then PTC user presidents is Margie. And then portal information if you're having any trouble with getting on or logging in, which is pretty simple, by the way. And then our PTC community manager is Jamie Lee. And my next slide is thanks, but I definitely like to open it up for questions. Went through a lot of information pretty quick, but so if you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself, or you can hit the chat, and I'll try to get that up here so I can see that. And yeah, so are there any kind of questions right now?
Yeah, hi, Brian. This is Patty. I just want to say, I totally agree. I think this TC is, it's been really great. We had a really productive meeting last January, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work with folks, and it's just a really good way for us at PTC Product Management to hear from customers.
Thanks, Patty.
Hi, Brian. My name's Jason Foreman with Doosan Bobcat. I'm I'm interested in this TC, but I'm also kind of interested in the interface between multiple TCs. So within my company, I'm specifically responsible for the Servigistics platform, and so just wondering, is there regular, I guess, breakouts where multiple TCs get together to work through, in this day and age, a lot of platforms or applications, or we need to work across both. Just kind of interested in yours or Patty's thoughts there.
Yeah, most definitely. So as a PTC user, especially in our winter events, it's a time where we traditionally have gotten together and we get us all kind of together, all our TCs, and we meet, and we'll have sessions, just on that. But we can meet together, or we can meet separately. So yeah, we definitely do collaboration between the different TCs. And like I said, you're more than welcome to sign up for multiple TCs. And a lot of times myself, I'm attending a bunch of different other TCs just because I'm involved in my role in a lot of the different products as well. So yeah, there's definitely opportunity to do that. Did that answer your question?
Yep, that's perfect.
Great. Yep. Any other questions? And just out of curiosity, I know there's a few new, names that I don't recognize on my list here. Hopefully you'll go out and make a request to join the TC, and we can start to collaborate together. So. All right. Well, if there isn't any other questions, I guess I can give you guys back about 40 minutes of your day, and I sure appreciate everybody attending, and look forward to seeing the rest of you, or the new members and everyone else on June 24th. And look for that meeting request here within the next few days, and we'll go from there. So, well, thanks again for everyone for attending, everyone.
Thanks, Brian.
Great, thanks, Brian.
Thanks.
Bye now.